So when something doesn't work, the body makes more of it. That's all it is, right? So the question is, why isn't the insulin working? It's incomplete insulin. Why isn't the stomach acid working? It's weak acid. So your responsibility is to make it from strong to weak. And I'll tell you how else they've got you. Okay, you ready? Check this out. What is that one thing doctors tell you never to put on your food? It'll give you high blood pressure.
Salt.
Okay, what did Jesus say we are? The what of the earth?
Salt.
Okay, so if Jesus said you ought to be the salt of the earth and your doctor is saying cut back on your salt, either your doctor knows more than Jesus or Jesus knows more than your doctor, but they can't both be right. Somebody's full of it. Okay, so when you look at farmers, what's the first thing they put out for their animals to lick in the morning?
Salt.
When was the last time you heard of an animal with high blood pressure? In fact, animals will die without salt. Likewise, Jesus said you are the salt of the earth. So he expects you, or at least the understanding is that salt is essential. Let's go back to your particular thing. Acid reflux, or stomach acid, the chemical formula, does anybody know what it is? HCl, hydrochloric acid. You've heard of that term?
Yeah.
Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Check this out. What is the formula for salt? Sodium chloride, okay? NaCl. Now check this out, why so many people have weak acid. HCl, the H, hydrogen, comes from drinking enough water, which we are not. The Cl comes from salt, sodium chloride, which we are being told is bad for us. Okay, so your stomach acid is its strength is directly correlated to you drinking enough water and getting enough salt. We are not eating enough salt. Now you say, well, Cedric, Dr. Oz, Dr. Dre, Dr. Snoop, I don't care who the doctor is, Fauci, I don't put him and his mama there. They said salt gives you high blood pressure. Okay, I'll prove it to you. Next time you go home, look at that Morton salt or whatever, turn it around. Salt is sodium chloride. How many ingredients does that salt can have listed there? It's got about 6 ingredients. But you told me salt causes high blood pressure. Why then, if salt is 2 things, sodium and chloride, why do you have 6 different ingredients there? There's something called calcium silica. Okay, check this out. Calcium silica, okay. All right. How many of you know a drug dealer? Okay, well, fine. Since you guys are holy, let me show you how it's done. Okay, let me show you how it's done. If I buy Colombian white, okay, if I buy drugs, okay, I can sell the drugs and make a certain amount of money, but if I cut that drug with a similar powder that looks white, baking powder, let's say, right? I can sell to twice the amount of people and double my money. You understand? Now, keep that analogy in. The salt that you are eating has been cut. It's not sodium chloride. They put glucose on there, which looks like salt, and they put something called calcium silica there, which looks like salt. And the advantage is it takes on the taste, because salt is rubbing in. I put like a sprinkle of salt. You can't tell me which molecule is salt and which is calcium silica, because they rub against each other. They take on each other's characteristics. Do you understand? Now, for those of you who don't know, calcium silicate is a glass. It's sand. Okay? Silica. You can make glass out of it. Right? Now, so, Jesus said, be the salt of the earth. Your doctor says, cut back on salt. Check this out. So either Jesus doesn't know what he's talking about, or your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. Trust me, your doctor doesn't know what he's talking about, because I didn't know what I was talking about. So, you're eating glass mixed in with salt, okay? And what does glass do to your arteries? It's going to poke holes in it. It's going to poke holes in it, and what's going to happen to the flow of blood? It's going to leak, right? It's going to seep through. God knew this would happen, so he gave you a liver, which produces a hormone called cholesterol. Cholesterol can't travel in the blood by itself, so you need a vehicle called LDL, low density lipoprotein. It's not good or bad cholesterol. LDL is going to take that cholesterol from your liver, go to the area where that glass just poked a hole through, and put it there to patch it. You understand? The problem is you're going to keep doing it over years and years and years to the point where it keeps putting more and it keeps putting more and it keeps till your artery is 90% blocked. And as the artery gets more and more blocked all over your body, collective pressure increases because you got to push all this blood in a small space, right? Your collective blood pressure steadily goes up. So when they run these studies to show that salt causes high blood pressure, they never use salt. They use that nonsense with that little girl spilling the umbrella, with the umbrella spilling the salt. I'd like to give her a piece of my mind, right? But that's what they use, and that's what they based all this bad science on. It is not salt. It has salt, but it's got other things. So again, Jesus can't be right and your doctor's right. If Jesus is right, your doctor's wrong. If your doctor's right, Jesus is wrong. I choose to believe Jesus. And that's where that comes from.